I think it's pretty safe to say, as an NBA fan, for myself and a lot of others, that we all love a good and old-fashioned All-Star weekend. Well, I shouldn't say old-fashioned, considering this year was quite different compared to anything we've ever seen, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. However, you guys, with every All-Star weekend that comes and goes, no matter what, the All-Star break always seems to bring some major controversy upon the league. And let's be honest, the situation of the league selecting All-Stars every single year will never be a perfect scenario. No matter what, I can confidently say that there will be people that are upset and angry at the All-Star selections every single year. But specifically, there is one major problem with the NBA All-Star game that happens every single year that I have personally picked up on time and time again, and I feel needs to be addressed. You guys already know I am more than excited to get into this video, but before we do, I'm going to do you all a solid and give you 5 seconds to go down below and subscribe. For each of you that do this for me, you are not going to regret it. I can guarantee this, as we are coming out with multiple new NBA videos on a weekly basis. So while you're down there hitting the subscribe button, you might as well hit the push notification bell right next to it. That way you guys will get notified every single time I post a brand new video. Don't forget to slap a like on the video as well if you guys are going to enjoy it. I appreciate each and every one of you more than anything in the world, you guys. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, getting back into what I said earlier, this video, as the NBA All-Star game comes every single year, controversy is bound to come with it. It is inevitable, as there are so many talented and highly skilled players in the NBA that unfortunately seem to get snubbed of an All-Star appearance every single year. Now, even though we all do know this, that snubs are bound to happen every year, it really does seem like the NBA is just getting worse and worse and worse at properly selecting All-Stars, or more so, I should say, sticking to a consistent basis of measuring points in order to do so. And you guys may be wondering what I am trying to get at with saying this. Well, I will get into this for you right now. The first example of how NBA All-Star selections are starting to become a laughingstock more and more every single year involves this man right here, Mike Conley. Now, before I go any further into this discussion, I just want to clear the air right here, right now. I have absolutely nothing against Mike Conley. I personally believe he is one of the more underappreciated players in the entire league over the course of the last 10 plus seasons. I also have nothing against the Utah Jazz. I am not making this argument simply to throw shade or slander at this franchise. I think we can all pretty confidently sit here and come to an agreement, Jazz fans included, that Mike Conley did not deserve to be an All-Star this year. Hell, I think if you even ask Mike Conley himself if he deserved to be an All-Star this year, I think it'd be a 50-50 shot if he says yes or no. And you guys, the reason I am saying that Mike Conley did not deserve to be an All-Star this year is because of this right here. These are just 3 players to use as an example. There are definitely other players as well in the Western Conference that could have been put into consideration for the All-Star reserve spot that Mike Conley was granted. Now, I want you all to take a good look at DeMar DeRozan, Jamal Murray, and SGA's averages so far this season. To the naked eye at first glance, you probably look at these 3 averages and be like, yeah, one of these 3 guys will be the All-Star reserve that gets this spot that has just come up. Now, just take these 3 players' averages so far this season and compare them to Mike Conley's, who was granted the All-Star reserve spot, and look at me and tell me that you don't see a problem here. This should not have been handled the way it was. Now, once again, don't get me wrong, you guys. I am really trying my hardest not to slander on Mike Conley in any way, as I absolutely love this man. It was also really cool to see Mike Conley get this All-Star appearance. I personally believe, as this was his first All-Star appearance in 14 years, which was shocking to me, as I'm sure a lot of other people as well. And I also do understand that, yes, he is the starting point guard for the best team in the entire NBA at the All-Star break, but Mike Conley being granted this All-Star appearance ultimately led to the reasoning of me making this video, as this seems to be a recurring thing every single year, usually at least once, to the extent of this. It can go either way. I can see what the NBA was trying to do by granting Mike Conley this All-Star appearance, but it ultimately just feels like, at least to myself, that this problem is getting worse and worse as we go on year by year. And yes, I know there were plenty of other All-Star snubs throughout the entire NBA, but I also want to get into another couple of situations that I saw this year where the NBA's consistency in selecting All-Stars is just flat out ridiculous. And the other major example I want to get into first involves the man himself, Bradley Beal. Now, as I'm sure most of you know from watching the All-Star game this last weekend, Bradley Beal was selected to be not just an All-Star, but an All-Star starter for the first time in his career. And with Bradley Beal making this All-Star starter appearance, a lot of people around the league were saying this was well-deserved, as it clearly was, considering at the time of being selected as an All-Star starter, starter, Bradley Beal's averages throughout the course of the season were 33 points, 5 rebounds, and around 5 assists per game, which, yes, are definitely all-star starter caliber numbers. There is no denying this. But if we go back just 1 year to the 2019 to 2020 NBA season, we can see that Bradley Beal was not an all-star. And initially, when you look at this or you hear someone like myself say this, you ask yourself if this is accurate. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is indeed accurate, as Bradley Beal did not even make the all-star game last year. And you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself that, oh, he probably just didn't put up good numbers last year, that's why he didn't make the all-star game. But no, I'm actually here to tell you last year at the all-star break, Bradley Beal was averaging 27 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. And you are hearing that correctly. Apparently, those numbers don't even get you an all-star appearance in 2020. But in 2021, when you put up 5 more points per game than that, and your team is relatively in the same situation as it was last year, apparently now all of a sudden you are an all-star starter. I'm really hoping it's not just me, you guys, but it doesn't seem like this math is adding up here. And don't get me wrong either when I'm saying this, I am well aware that Bradley Beal's averages this number are all-star starter caliber, and he is doing some ridiculous things on the basketball court this year. But if you're gonna sit here and try to tell me that his averages in 2020 didn't net him an all-star appearance, I'm just gonna walk away from that conversation, as this just serves as another example of blatantly showing the inconsistency of NBA all-star selections. And in another example of this inconsistency, we are going to look into Trey Young's situation. As I'm sure most of you know, this year Trey Young was not selected to make an all-star appearance, even with putting up averages of 26.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 9.5 assists per game so far this season. And when you look at this situation with Trey Young, yeah, it might seem a little suspicious, but some people probably just push it off and be like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. But then you look back to 2020 when he averaged 2.5 more points, half more of a rebound per game, and less assists per game. And with these numbers, he was granted an all-star starter position. Guys, I am telling you, this math does not make sense. And I already know there are going to be some people in the comments probably trying to tell me that the NBA popular vote of fans had something to do with Trey Young not making an all-star appearance. But with this point, I simply do not care. In my opinion, there should be no reason whatsoever with Trey Young putting up very similar numbers to last year when he made an all-star starter appearance, that he proceeds to not even be named an NBA all-star in 2021. And I also do know there will probably be people in the comments trying to say that the Hawks' overall record will have a drastic impact on if Trey Young is in the all-star game or not. But this also doesn't seem to add up, as the Atlanta Hawks last year were drastically worse than they currently are this year. I truly don't know what to say about the situation, you guys. I mean, I obviously knew that this was around and it has been a thing for the last couple of years, but again, as I said, it seriously seems to be getting worse and worse as the years go on. Do you guys genuinely think there is any fix to this problem, or will this just simply continue to happen for the rest of eternity? I'm really curious to know what you guys have to think about this situation as a whole, so please let me know in the comment section down below. But after covering this major topic that has been in my head for a while, I'm thinking that's going to mark the end of the video for today. Once again, you guys, if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe as well. Brand new NBA content every single week, you guys. You are not going to be disappointed in what this channel has to offer. So once again, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in the next video.